to the next. Let's go by the program and let's get this thing going professionally. Black Power.
Black Power.
Black Power.
Peace.
Me too. Okay, I see you now. Are you in?
Yeah.
Brother Yasuk, you must begin the program right now, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. We're starting now. Brother Mentu was trying to make sure. Can everybody, this is going to be broadcasted off of Brother Mentu's page. You can go to Facebook and share the link, Mentu's son, which is what I'm working on doing right now, so that we'll broadcast live. Give me just a second to get that going to make sure we can be able to let everybody assess what we are doing.
Page is not up, Brother Yasuk.
I'm sorry, sister, I can hear you. You said it is up and
Oh, I
going.
did
Are
not
we
see
good?
it. But if you like me,
You are on Mentu's page right now?
yes, sir. If you like me to begin and give me sharing privilege, I can start talking about a communications update if you like. I don't know if Sister Chuma is here. King Truth is here.
That's why I
And
was
Anthony Johnson is.
Excuse
looking
me.
through the list. I don't think we got Sister Warrior Woman, which was on. I don't know if she's on. Let me see here now. Don't think so. Sister, actually, Sister Khallida, can you go ahead and open with that? Do you have the ability to be able to do it?
One second. This is not a planning meeting right here. This is a rally and a status report. Okay, and it's not a planning
Could we
meeting.
have a prayer for holding family? Could we have a prayer?
Something to say. Could you open up the meeting? Say this one time. Brother Yasuk, open this meeting up properly and begin this meeting, please.
No.
Okay, you saying the meeting's not open. Everybody should be able to share the link. Everybody has the link, right? So what is it not doing that everybody is trying to do?
Brother, open the meeting up and welcome everybody. Announce this purpose and start introducing the guest as given to us and you in the lineup, please.
Black Power family, we're gonna start. This is our national rally and status report for the Black Panther movement. There's a lot of things we're doing around the country, around the world. A lot of people that are coming on board and starting to support the things that we're pushing. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start off with our ambassador, Brother Akbar, to begin with his report and his status on what's going on in that area. The brother is the ambassador for the Black Panther movement. Brother Akbar, are you there?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide and to bless. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful benefactor, the most merciful redeemer. All praise, thanks, and gratitude is due to Allah, the guardian, the evolver, the cherisher, and the sustainer of all of the worlds. We are forever thankful to Allah of all of those who came in the fine time of time and those who came in the legacy of the most honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad and all of those that followed him, embraced him. All of his students are activists. They're all activists. And I come in the spirit of my dear brother, the Honorable Hashim Ekanaten Nzinga, and I come in the spirit of my teacher in the legal and teacher in street activism, the Honorable Dr. and Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide us in the best way to embrace the leadership with our beloved brother Ibrahim Traore And we pray that you will identify your national and international self and connect with this network of the Black Panther movement. We pray that
Recording
Allah
in
subhanahu wa
progress.
ta'ala will reward you in all of your endeavors. We are again that network that have come. This hat is of our former National Minister of Defense. It's called Oak Cliff. That's a section of Dallas where we, the people, and we, the brothers in the hood, carry on certain business, but we had a lot of tactical training in that region. And DK was one of the very best of defense ministers. And he shared and embraced with us the very best of himself and shared with every member across. And he was a true nationalist. When called, Brother DK responded to that call and moved everything in his power to bring all the forces together. We are again on the theme of Brother DK to bring these back together, to bring the dead, dry bones of Ezekiel, to bring them back together again. Again, we have been to the embassy of Burkina Faso and embraced the ambassador there with the comrade and sister Nzinga, with our brother Warrior, the crazy horse, with that entourage that in the national political network on April the 25th. And again, our doctor and attorney Malik Zulu followed up with brother Ajabu out of Indianapolis. And again, we're all making national strides to connect all of these dots and put the dead, dry bones of Ezekiel back together, put all of the pieces to the puzzle, because we have some missing links. And that spirit of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, he would move strong local, and then he would move strong national, and then he would make a strong international move in the midst of all of that. We have not lost, nor have we neglected this of our and for the most honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. So all of you splinter groups, you know the facts are that either we came Huey P or we came Dr. Khalid. If you want a splinter, then that's your choice. It's a bad choice. But you either came Huey P or Dr. Khalid. And we're trying to call all of the fractions together, stop being a fraction, take some action, and come into the Tawheed, or come into the unity of yourself. In other words, when we say Harambe, we really mean it. Let us all come together. When we say Black love, Black unity, and Black power, we mean for all of us to come in Black power. Look at what we're up against. The tyrannical forces of a apartheid regime right in the midst of your teaching. We should check them right in the midst of the peculiar brand of iniquity and bring home the best of ourselves. Now, I may come back to the mic. I don't want to prolong it, but that's part of our update is going to the Annapolis State House, to the Maryland State, Queen Mary's land. There is a wooden-toothed Negro that comes in the person of Sir Vito, and we call him Mojo DeVito. He has vetoed some action and movement of the reparations. So we went and checked that wooden governor. He has no rights except what we give him. And if he takes, if he oversteps his margin or oversteps his bounds, then we're supposed to check him in his peculiar brand of iniquity, in his statehood. And when he vetoed, that means he don't want to hear it no more. I see my beloved sister is present. And so one of my jobs is to introduce our beloved sister who has come with us. I hope she's ready. I know she looked at the chart, but this sister has gone national. She's worked local, state. She don't mind checking the opposition in the midst of a peculiar brand of iniquity. Is that right, Sister Schumer? We know that you have always had revolution in your heart, always fought against the opposition. I hope she is ready. If she's not, she's not. But I believe that all buttons are hot for revolution at this hour. In the spirit of the President Ibrahim Traore, And in the spirit of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, some say he's a little Dr. Khalid Muhammad because he comes in the spirit of Prince Lumumba and Kwame Nkrumah and Shaka Zulu, in the spirit of Stephen Biko, in the spirit of Winnie Mandela. He comes with the revolution. The divine black revolution is on a fine timeline of divine. And we say to you that you will never speed it up with your anticipation, and all the haters cannot slow it down, puking and moaning. So with that said, I will open the floor and then introduce our sister who is there, has been all over the world, but then again, she's right there in Norfolk fighting hard for the Black Revolution, and she's done every aspect of this, the field work, this, and she'll give you more on that as I bring to the mic our beloved sister in the Tidewater region, but she's national and international as well. I would like to present our beloved Queen and Sister Chuma. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum and Black Power to our beloved Sister Chuma. Black Power.
Black Power. I appreciate that, Brother Akbar. I like to give honors to all the elders that have come before me. You all can hear me?
Yes, sister.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I like to give
Yes,
honor
ma'am.
to all the ancestors that has come before me, that has guided me and protected me as well. Um, yes, Brother Akbar and I have been out here a long time together. On the streets, off the streets, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in the car. So we've been through it. We've been through the trenches, but that's just the beginning of the fight. Um, never when I started this my journey like 30 years ago, I never imagined that I would be this far, this long. But the spirit of the revolution is definitely in me, and the fire hasn't burnt out yet. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you a brief uh, summary of what I got going on here in the Tidewater area in Virginia. So it's always been my goal to kind of try to provide leadership by example. And so um, I think the calling that just kind of fell in my lap was more on the economic um, standpoint of it. Now, what I did was I was trying to find, like, I was kind of like beating my brain for years, trying to figure out how I could create jobs to help the community and the youth out here. So because being a Panther, we're always out doing security and things like that. I decided years ago, like, probably the best arena to go into was trying to do something as far as like insecurity. So that way I could have Panthers get paid for the work that we were doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if we was already going out securing and, doing those things, traveling across the country, why not, try to land some type of income to keep people interested or available to do the work. So um this this journey has kind of been an eye opener for a lot of things. So when I first created my security company, excuse me, I hope y'all excuse me, I have a cold. When I first created my security company, I wanted it to be for the Panthers, by the Panthers, for the Panthers. But as I became more involved in it, I realized that the people that I was drawing to myself were more the community, the people that, like I would say, street tribes, gang members, whatever, from the street. So I've been able to land like some pretty good contracts and take a lot of them off the street and employ them. So I don't know how familiar you all are with, like, a few years ago we tried to have a gang summit to do like a peace treaty so we can unite like all the different gang or street tribes, excuse me, and unify them. And so we were kind of having like, we were trying to figure out how to make that work. But I think I kind of figured out the formula a little bit, because now my team, and I really have two teams, my teams are made up of every uh, street gang that we have here in the Tidewater area. And so at first the challenge was trying to get them to understand that we are not each other's enemy. Like, we all have the common goal. So just getting each other. So what I actually did was I made each one of them do a part of their interview process. They had to give me the history of their gang, how their gang started, and what was their purpose. And a lot of them didn't understand where their gang originated from, which all of them originated from the Black Panther Party. You know, each gang kind of like became a spin-off of what the original Black Panther Party was, which a lot of them didn't know. So now that they had that understanding, I just incorporate the Black Power, Black Power, Black Power every time we go to work. You know what I'm saying? So now I got a lot of them that want to convert to being Panthers. You know what I'm saying? So they still kind of have that same energy. I still need them to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really them that have the heart to do the things that we need them to do, and they have the youth to do it. You know what I'm saying? So they just need a little bit of guidance. And the only way I felt like I could help keep them on track was to give them a paycheck every week. So that's kind of what we're doing here, and the whole movement of it is spreading really faster than I anticipated, and a little bit faster than I could handle, because now I have everybody hit me up all the time, wanting a position, wanting to be on a team, wanting to feel like they create this level of unity. So most of my contracts we do like nightclubs and stuff like that. Um, but I keep them in the nightclub because that's their atmosphere anyway, and that's their community. So even though like here in the Tidewater area, most of the nightclubs that I have are the ones with the highest level risk, you could say. We have the lowest level of action because everybody is starting to respect each other's space, and we can kind of live together in that culture. So that's just kind of where I'm focusing my time and my energy at this point, because it's like I don't necessarily want y'all to stop, you know what I'm saying, your movements or whatever, but I want to redirect the energy and know that each other is not the energy that we should go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not fight each other. Let's utilize our resources, and then we fight the enemy, and that's what we face every night at work. So it's definitely building a bond. It's definitely, you know creating a movement, and it's like for the first time in this area created a situation where you have all these different gangs set working together, like they actually have each other back when it comes to work and stuff like that. And now, like, we're doing stuff like outside of work, like getting together and just, like this morning when we got off at work at 6 o'clock, we all went to Golden Corral and sat there for like 4 hours, just getting to know each other and stuff like that, and just discussing, you know, what our goals are. A lot of these brothers out here in the street, they have a lot of talent and they have a lot of skills, but they just don't have a lot of guidance. And everybody's looking for a family. You know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of the youth ends up in those gangs anyway, because they're trying to connect themselves to a family. But now, if we can kind of create that family unity, you know what I'm saying? It can redirect their direction or their thought pattern, or what they feel like their need. Excuse me, what they feel they need, to give them resources and stuff like that. So that's why I just kind of wanted you all to understand what my job right now is here in the Tidewater area. Is we're trying to just, redirect the whole gang culture as far as what they stand for or how they're moving out here. So yes, they keep me pretty busy. They keep me very busy. I'm like mama to a lot of people. So I get a lot of calls. I'm crying a lot. I'm just, trying to, show up to court dates and court appearances and things like that, just to make sure that they know that they got support out here.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Okay,
that's pretty
thank
much what we
you.
got going on.
Yes, ma'am. Black Power Sister, thank you
Thank
for the update. I think we're going to go to Brother Malik to give us an update in his.
Okay, Black Power. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna help out a little bit, and I want y'all to bear with me. Okay, so Black Power, to those who are listening here on the Facebook, and I think we got the French captions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is when this plays, is it playing? Okay, it's got French captions. Is that playing out on Facebook too?
I'm hoping it is. The French captions are on.
Okay, all right. So y'all bear with us. Everybody, please who's listening, our guests, and even those in the audience,
Yes, it is,
pardon
brother.
us.
It
This
is
is
broadcasting in French.
okay. All right, thank y'all for bearing with me. Okay, so I'm gonna help push this program. This is a great group we have, and I want to explain its purpose and where we're going, and and we just beginning. So we need tightening up in some areas, and some areas we're great. Okay, so the great part about this is when you look at the lineup of brothers and sisters who are here in this movement, they are some good brothers and sisters. They are some talented brothers and sisters. Yes, we have a ways to go before we reach that level of ministry and being able to get on them programs and move the program forward and to be at that level, if you will, like the Nation of Islam. When our programs come on and our moderators come on and our guests come on, and it's clean, crisp, efficient. Everybody knows their purpose, their time, and they rocking their theme. And we're gonna get there though. Now the best part about this is in this Black Power movement is that I know for a fact there's some talented sisters and brothers here on this line, and that's one reason why I've gotten involved to help this operation and to help give guidance to it. So as I look here on this lineup, I want to say that we have Dr. Truth Bay, and she's a very qualified person. We're gonna hear from her soon, and she's gonna help us as we get to the sections here on Burkina Faso, and as we specifically want those in the French-speaking world to understand us. And Dr. Truth Bay is a part of the African Union and the sixth region, and she's a very capable person, and we're happy to work with her in this movement. I know we have on the line, I think, Sister Nzinga, Sister Janae or Nzinga. I saw her. She's a very talented and capable person, and she's going to tell us about a few things, but I know she's going to tell us about that national training that's taking place in South Carolina on June 18th, and how important that training is. So we're going to hear from her tonight, right out of Washington, D.C., and I want to tell her that she's doing a great job in many areas moving this forward. Sister Nzinga, you know her on Facebook as Janai Cook. I want to thank our ambassador and many times our spirit and our fire and one of our key elders in this movement, and the great ambassador Sheikh Imam Akbar. I'm sure we're going to hear from him again, and he was at the Burkina Faso embassy with us before. He was on the front lines at the Maryland state capitol in Annapolis, putting the heat on Governor Wes Moore. I'll talk about that later. And he has many important assignments in this hour. I see we have on the line Brother Anthony Johnson. I'm going to call on him in a second from Las Vegas to give his status report. He's going to quickly and strongly tell us what's happening, and he's going to be on the ride for where we're going. Very talented man, an organizational leader in his own right, but he's decided to bring his leadership here. This is a leadership circle. This is not a faction. This is not some split off. This is not no split off from nothing. This is a strategic operation of those that have the Black Panther inside of them. This is not a fraction. This ain't a club. This ain't a party. This is designed to be a movement and coalition of leaders that have come together so that we can advance the Black Panther agenda, which is the revolutionary Pan-African agenda of Black nationalism in America. And my job is to work with all of these talented people, some of them all-stars, so that they reach their potential and we can work together in unity to change the face of this struggle. We want a Black Panther in every household. And that's the way we're moving forward. So I pardon me and pardon us if we have a few little errors as we go forward, but I guarantee you we're getting stronger. We've strode up strong in Cincinnati. We strong on Burkina Faso. We strong on the training. And we just been out the gate here 6 weeks, and we already making some good headway in America. Okay, so Elder Ajabu, I see him on the line tonight. He's going to talk to us about what he is doing and where he's gone. He's been on the front lines in Cincinnati, been on the front lines with me, and he's headed to Africa. So I'm getting ready to get off of here in a minute so I can hear from him. I see on the line here, we got here King Truth from Cincinnati, a top defense man, and right there with Rodney Hinton. I'm gonna let him have a few minutes in a minute. But I want to acknowledge him on the line. We don't want to leave him waiting too long, but he don't mind. He's all the way not talking about Burkina Faso. Damn it, he's in Burkina Faso, coming from Burkina Faso. He's one of our advisors. He's one of the leading human rights policy officers in the nation. He's one of the leading self-determination activists. I call him Baby Stokely. I'm talking about brother Ramzu Yunus is coming on the line all the way from Burkina Faso, talking about July 4th weekend. And so we gotta make way for him and know we got another powerful man on this line. We also have my brother Lukman. My brother Lukman, Jamie Lukman, I think he's on, that's right, from the RNA grassroots part of that operation. He's on the line, and he's welcome on the line. Okay, so, and Sister Khallida, our great worker and laborer in the communications department, and my helper and my assistant, she's on the line. So look, we got powerful folks on the line. We got a message from Baba Buntu from South Africa, right there on the front lines in South Africa. I got some hot stuff to tell you a little bit later about Burkina Faso. I got hot stuff to tell you about Julius Malema. I got hot stuff to tell you about what's going on in America, because I got to tell you that I'm not running from the fight. I'm running to the fight, and I'm looking for those who are looking for a fight out here for our freedom, justice, and equality. So at this point, I want to defer. I want to turn the mic over here to Sister Nzinga from Washington, D.C. Give her a few minutes. Come here, Sister Nzinga, and fire us up. And then we're going to go to Anthony Johnson and Brother King Truth in Cincinnati, and they're going to give us their reports, and we're going to keep this thing fired up. Black Power? Put that black fist
Black
up if you
power.
hear me out. Put that fist up out there.
Out.
Black
All right, come
power,
on,
black power.
let's get this party started tonight. So I defer right now to the Honorable Sister Queen Nzinga from Washington, D.C., one of our greatest board members and helpers. I bring you on, and thanks to Brother Yasuk. Brother Yasuk, you one of the key reasons why we're here. But go ahead, Sister Nzinga.
You probably have to unmute yourself, sister. You may be muted. Is she still here? Give me just a second.
Okay, well, let's jump in here. Let's switch here while we get her straight on the runway, brother, from Cincinnati, Frontline, Cincinnati. Rodney Hinton, Cincinnati, a great man, Brother King Truth. Come on, give us your report, brother.
Peace and blessings. Black power.
Black power.
Black
So
power.
for the ones that may not know, on May the 1st, Ryan Hinton, a 18-year-old, was fatally shot and killed by Cincinnati.
Right, mute your phones, please. Mute your phone.
Everybody, if you're not speaking, please mute your phone. Please mute your microphones if you're not speaking. If not, I'm going to have to mute everybody and lock every microphone. Please mute your microphone.
You got to do what you got to do, brothers. Okay, King Truth, you got the floor, black man. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So he was killed by Cincinnati police in East Price Hill after allegedly stealing a car and pointing a gun at a police officer. On May the 2nd, after viewing the tape of the shooting of his son, Brother Rodney Hinton Jr. allegedly drove his car into a Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy, killing him.
Mute the mics, and just let him on.
Microphone muted. Go ahead, brother. I'll control from here out.
All right. Mr. Hinton is being held with no bail in Claremont County Jail. Mr. Hinton had a assignment arrangement on May the 3rd, May the 6th at the JC Room A, then report of the grand jury on May the 12th. Arrangement on May the 13th, May the 16th at the courthouse, room 340 and 585. His pretrial started on May the 22nd, which was canceled and then rescheduled for June the 18th at 9 a.m. in the courthouse, with a final pretrial date of January the 6th, 2026, and jury trial January the 12th, 2026. On May the 19th, the Hamilton County coroner released the preliminary information about the shooting of Ryan Hinton, ruling it as a homicide. The gun shooting to his left lateral chest was the lethal wound that killed him. On May the 24th, 4 Cincinnati police officers are suing the city of Cincinnati and the police chief, claiming they were discriminated against for being white males, claiming women and minorities who were lower on a promotions list and were promoted over the officers that filed the lawsuit. Cincinnati police still have not named the officer that was involved in the shooting death of Ryan Hinton, nor has any charges been filed against the officer yet. The officer's name is Cian McGrath, but it was leaked by an unknown source. That's all I have right now. Black Power.
Power to the people.
Okay, Black Power, King Truth, giving you a strong black hand, black man, for that report out of Cincinnati. He's not a man of many words, but we need his words right now because we've conducted strong actions in Cincinnati, and everywhere we go, we have to follow up to build this movement. Honors to you, brother King Truth. Is Sister Nzinga from Washington, D.C. ready? Okay.
No,
She's
sir, I don't think she's on, brother.
okay. We'd have to try to loop back and get her on here. Right now, I'm going to go to Las Vegas for our great brother, brother Anthony Johnson, who comes to us still a member of the Black Panther Vanguard. And many of us are in other organizations, but we are part of a Black Panther movement. So I bring to you now to give us his report and word of inspiration, brother Anthony Johnson.
Black Power, how y'all doing out there?
Power to the people.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me have the floor to speak and say something all the way from Las Vegas. We got brother Yasuk out here with me, so we out here, laying down the groundwork and putting it down for the West Coast. I got a nice little report that I put together, and basically a lot of relevant issues going on for what's going on now. What we're trying to do right here in Vegas is we have a headquarters, HQ that I call it, that we use for all formations are able to come here and use the facility for whatever they want to use it for. It's the only facility in Las Vegas that flies the RBG flag, and I'm happy to announce that soon we'll be flying a Panther flag on the building to let the whole city of Las Vegas know that this is where we are. You can't be scared, to do the work and not put yourself out there. So that's what we're gonna do. It might not seem big, but to me, it seems like it's a step forward on letting the whole community know, and especially across the nation, that if anybody ever comes to Vegas, like-minded like us, that's on the feed now or on Facebook listening, I'm saying, this is the spot. We're located in North Las Vegas, so we're definitely going to do that. We're going to go to Sacramento. They have a Panther exhibit out there, and in Oakland they have a Panther house out there. So we're going to link up with them so that maybe we can be like a satellite to those museums and to those houses, so that when people go to LA, most likely they stop in Las Vegas because this is a transient city. They always stop to Vegas first, and then they go to LA or San Diego or whatnot. But that's one of our goals that we plan on doing in Vegas. Is definitely just putting ourselves out there. There's no other way to do it. you know, so this is what we got to do. All formations in Vegas, from the Black Riders to the New Black Panther Party to the Vanguard to the Huey Newton Gun Club. The last couple of years, it's been hectic, but we finally got peace in Vegas. So we're going to keep it that way. And that's one thing me and Yasuk is definitely working on when it comes to all the formations.
Recording stopped.
When it comes to Vegas, we're going to just continue the peace and continue to work together. And we're going to try to get as many people to be a part of the Black Panther movement. I'm a proud member of the Black Panther movement.
Recording in progress.
I love it. You know, I love seeing the unity. That's what I'm all about. I love to see all the formations get together and actually work together and actually get something accomplished. I'm new to the movement. You know, I haven't been here, but, you know, a few years. But I'm quiet. I pay attention. I see what's going on, and I try to input positive criticism to anybody, if it's a national chairman or a new recruit that just came in, because I think all of our inputs are valuable. I got a chance to talk to Janet Earl and Crazy Horse. I'm gonna link up with them soon so that I can be part of their gun training that they have, or the training courses that they have out there on the East Coast. I'm gonna try to bring my guys out there so we can get the adequate training in the movement. We have weekly political education classes out here in Vegas amongst just the local members, so that we can get on point on what we need to say and recruit when we're out there in the public. We meet like once a week for that political education class on a Zoom, just like how we're doing now. And we're trying to get all the formations, you know, Yasuk, all the other formations to come to meet up once a month so we can stay on code and keep the line of communications open. Because I noticed the last couple of years, when there's a lack of communication, there's always issues going on. So we're going to try to just nip that in the bud altogether. There's a relationship going on out here, you know, when it comes to working with each other, and we want to keep it that way. I was talking to one of my comrades earlier, and he was talking about starting like maybe a economic system. Like I heard that Burkina Faso was having their own coin or whatever it is. Maybe the Panther formation. Maybe we can start our own that can help support what they got going on out there. Their economic dollar, their brick. I know it's not a brick, but I'm just using that as an example. We could probably help out and help them that way. A lot of people are leery about donating, and they don't know where to donate it to. But if we have like an economic system that can fund and help Burkina Faso, that'd be great. I know we already have one, but that was just an idea one of the comrades had. I'm not sure if he's up on any of the information, the current information, but I try to keep him posted. I'm an artist, so I'm doing a nice, beautiful collage, you know, of all the past activists, all the ancestors that fell. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to build like a culture in the movement to help sustain what we got going on now. Because Emory Douglas, he was one of them. He was one of the great Black Panther artists of his time. So he was able to use his artwork and creativity to sustain the movement. It's always good for people to see things. Everybody is not good listeners. Everybody doesn't read books and stuff, but people will look at a picture and they'll totally get what's going on. A picture says 1,000 words. So that's pretty much what I got to say today. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm glad everybody got a chance to tune in and see what we got going on this, and hey, support the Black Panther movement and support what's going on in Burkina Faso. Black Power.
Black Power or Black Power. Okay, strong report. Strong report from Brother Anthony Johnson. Throw your black fist up if you like what you just heard from my brother Anthony Johnson in Las Vegas, a Black Panther movement member, also the leader of Reparations and a high-ranking member of the Black Panther Vanguard, and a very good brother to work with. Okay, and so we're going to move this lineup. We thank you for tolerating a rough takeoff, but I might take off the fasten seatbelt signs in just a few minutes. Okay, so you're listening to the National Board of the Black Panther Movement. You're listening to the National Board of Leadership of the Black Panther Movement, a group of leaders that have come together that believe in the Black Panther, and they believe in being a part of the worldwide Pan-African revolution that is taking place across this planet. Okay, and so I'm going to move the ball. I'm looking for Sister Khallida and Sister Nzinga Next, has Sister Nzinga come back into the lineup?
I am ready, sir.
Okay. Okay. Well, then we gotta somebody reach Sister Nzinga, or is she on mute or something. But right now, I'm gonna go to one of the best helpers, if not the best helper that I've ever had, and that is the Honorable Sister Khallida Ramla Bastet, who is a steady hand, for me, and a steady hand on this leadership board, helping us to get to where we have to go. Helping our administration to get better, helping our communication to get better. We have a long way to go, but a lot of our phone calls are being answered live in person. We have a long way to go, but a lot of our messages are being returned properly. We have a long way to go, but soon we'll reach our goals of registering all our members and getting everybody in compliance. And so, but I bring to you right now from the city of Newark, New Jersey, and a veteran in this struggle, and a longtime helper of mine, Honorable Sister Khallida Ramla Bastet. Please take her report.
Shay, I appreciate you, my brother. Peace and Black Power family. And as usual, it's always an honor. What I want to first quickly show, Brother Yasuk, I sent a request to share my screen, please. I just want to give you a quick update on where we are on the Black Panther Movement Unity call-in number. Can I share it now, Brother Yasuk?
Yes, ma'am. That should be approved. I believe I approved it. Black Power.
Yes, sir. Hold on, give me 1 second. That's not what I want to share. My bad, y'all. Hold on. It's been a long day. All right. Can we see that, family? Hello?
No, ma'am. You have to turn your camera on. Your camera's not on, sister.
Oh, again, bear with me, y'all. I've been having some personal family issues health-wise. But anyway, okay, so let's do this again. I won't take long because I know other brothers have more things to report. So again, this is a call log from the Black Panther Movement Communications Report for calls received from April 25th to May 25th. We have received 113 calls, and this is just primarily a breakdown of states that are hearing our message and hearing our call, particularly out of Ohio. They are right now running the lead with 20 calls. So again, this report shows that in our communication and in our messaging to the world and how we have reform, quote unquote, ourselves as Black Panther movement, more people are interested and more people are calling in for whatever it is we're offering, whether it's membership, chapters starting, self-defense, whatever. So the important thing, again, as we keep moving forward, keep pushing the number, keep getting people involved. We are stringent about, and I'm definitely determined about making these phone calls. Just case in point, a call comes in, we only receive it as a number. So there definitely has to be a follow-up plan, which I have adhered to call back. In as much as calls are important, even as much as calls coming in from the embassy of Burkina Faso. So that's one thing I want to share. Let me see if I can get this real quick because this is important for me. I just want to show you all quick while you have my screen. And this is getting back to the Brother Khalid. I know you all see and hear me say about the Khalid Chronicles. That's not just talk, okay? Khalid Chronicles is ready. Khalid Chronicles is ready. What this is, what you may see is, again, I have taken all of the information with Brother Malik and I and Brother Farr. We were working on editing the book of Khalid. There was too much information about the brother to just jump drive it and leave it once the book was published. So what this is, year by year, you will see, again, Brother Khalid. I went through every video. I pulled out excerpts, picture-wise, everything. Pulled out small, important quotations from his lectures. So my point of showing you this, I personally, I'm hereby saying I am dedicating the book of Khalid and the Khalid Chronicles for the Black Panther movement, particularly as a fundraiser. Brother Yasuk and I will work out details of how we're going to get this published in the paper, but trust and believe when I tell you this information here too. And the importance of this is for our babies. This will not go into a library. This will not go into higher education. This piece of work here is a chronological life of all the teachings, all the lessons, good, bad, and indifferent. And the difference in what this content is, when I would look at films, or videos of the brother, I would still frame and I would catch glimpses of this brother that no one else has seen. So this has been a personal, and look at this. This is even handwritten notes from the brother. Okay, they are dated, they are cited city by city, state by state. There's also an index I put together. I can tell you exactly where he was on what date. Again, I will dedicate this project to the Black Panther movement in terms of putting together funding for this project. With that, I yield and I offer your sympathy for me because again, I'm going through a personal situation with my sister. I ask you all lift her name up in prayer. Rosanitra Brooks, Ashe.
Ashe. Black Power family.
All right, I'm back.
Sister Mara.
Okay, here I'm on. Brothers and sisters, again, tolerate us. We making we in some areas we are expertise. In other areas we trying to get our two shoes tied right. So pardon us here, but this is again Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. I'm a board member. I'm one of the board members of this great and mighty national board of this Black Panther movement, which began about 6 weeks ago. And the exciting part about this call is that you're going to hear that our movement and those that are affiliated with us and advising us, like Brother Ramzu, that you're on the cutting edge. You're on this call right now and you're inside of this leadership meeting and in this leadership circle. I can guarantee you that regardless to whatever glitches we're having, you're on the cutting edge of the liberation struggle in the West. Okay, so in that regard, is Sister Nzinga. I've been called her 5 or 6 times. Is she in queue and ready to come on this microphone?
Got connection problems.
Okay, well, we hope to solve it. Get somewhere, sister, get stable, because we want to hear from you. Right now, we're going to take a moment of silence. Sister Khallida's sister has been in the hospital in ICU. Some of your family members may be sick. Some of you may be going through something. We are not just a hardcore political only revolutionary organization. We come here for politics. We come here for revolution. But we are brothers and sisters. We come here for family. We come here for support. We come here to lean on each other in ours. We come here looking for a brother, looking for a sister. We come here with compassion, empathy, and sympathy for each other. So at this time, let us take a moment of silence and meditation for all those who and their family needs it in this hour. Okay, so let's take a breath for a minute. Let's breathe for a minute because, you know, as hard as we fighting, we got to have gratitude for life, gratitude for each other, gratitude for us being able to be here with each other. And I want to let you all know I got gratitude for all of you all, and I recognize that life cannot be is not easy all the time. And so I'm your brother, and we are our brothers and sisters keepers. I'm going to move on with the program now. I see Brother Uhuru. Brother Uhuru here from Washington, D.C., who's also a member of the Afro-descended nation. And he's a new member of the Black Panther movement, helping us and helping me specifically right here in this city. And he's come off of a great maneuver we had against Governor Westmore. Oh, Uncle Tom, Governor Westmore, the one who's bold enough to veto a reparations bill, veto it in our face. He thought he would get away with it. But now the news is spreading everywhere that his veto will be overturned. And behind that effort is strong soldiers like Brother Uhuru, Minister Uhuru. So let's bring him on to the rostrum and let's hear him for a moment. And from Washington, D.C., my right-hand man, Brother Uhuru, Minister Uhuru, the Afro-descended nation and the Black Panther movement. Come on, Uhuru.
Black Power, brother, you have to unmute yourself to speak. Go ahead, unmute yourself, please. Black Power.
Black Power, Black Power, Black Power. Can everybody hear me? Holler if you hear me, because Brother Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz is one of the freedom fighters. Not only is he an attorney at law, but he's an attorney at war. And I just thank God for these few minutes to give my update, because my big brother, Attorney Malik Shabazz, set the record straight that we got over 10 reparations group, but there's only one person, and there's only one organization, the new Black Panther Party of Self-Defense, that's meeting the defense of this young man by the name of Wesley Moore. I keep thinking about my big brother, Harold Van Moore, otherwise known as Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. In his last speech, he said, we all need complete constructive change. Complete constructive change. Revolution is the only solution. And yeah, we can do it in a military might, but we also have to be diplomatic. And we have to rally the call that there's more that we have to understand, that Westmore can't just get no cornbread and syrup thinking he's going to meet and greet these other governors, rubbing elbows with them. And that's what I saw at the General Assembly. I saw a overwhelming vote, overwhelming, over 100 and some people voted for this reparations bill, as opposed to 30-some. So we have an opportunity to put the fire on his butt. And I'm almost sure Westmore is a good brother. So we have to put him in the right direction. We have to hold him accountable. We have to preach for our babies and our babies' babies and our babies' babies' babies, because this is our life and death blood, knowing that we have to free the land and we have to stay true to the game. There's nothing what's known as politics as usual here, because I think that Westmore calculated the numbers as opposed to a real qualitative need. We have an assessment that has to be met. We all have to be understood that we were supposed to get the 40 acres and the mules. And some of these farmers, these black farmers, did get some of their reparations, but they waited over 100 years. So most of the families have died out. And we knew what happened in Evanston, Illinois, how they got their reparations by them looking at what was known as some real DNA of the actual area. And we know California had proposed their reparations. But I'm here to tell you that in Maryland, that's where they really started to breeding us. Y'all know about Jamestown, Virginia, and Jamestown, Maryland. We got some breeding areas that we have to look at. So I'm going to sign off by just saying that we have to free the land, and we have to get these Congress people, especially the Assembly people, and we have to ring their phones and let them know that we have to override this bill. And I will work very closely with Attorney Malik Shabazz and Dr. Akbar and all the other people that are freedom fighters. Yeah, we can be a Christian and we can be a Muslim, but we have to be black, and we have to keep it black, and we have to stay empowered to love each other. And I just want to do a moment of silence, Attorney Shabazz, for this young man by the name of George Floyd. And there was a 16-year-old girl that did the recording. If it wasn't for her, this record wouldn't be on straight. So I just wanted to take a moment of silence for this Sister Frazier, so we can uplift these other young people to let them know that, yeah, we need reparations. If we don't get reparations now, then we're going to have to worry about some people named Elon Musk and this other lady named Marjorie Green who wants to make sure that Derek Chauvin gets out of jail. This is what reparations is all about, family. It's more than money. We got to communicate to let people know that we got some sick devils up in this camp. And we have to put some fire. We got to put some fire up a Westmore's ass and let him know that we ain't playing.
That's right.
This is a life and death situation. Peace and blessings.
Man, Black Power, Black Power. We're getting it warmed up in here now. This thing is warming up in here. It's warming up in here now as we head towards Africa. It's warming up, but we want to let you all know that the fire that we're putting under the behind of the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, that the fire that we're putting under him, that we have the potential to put that same fire under every governor and politician in the United Snakes of America. This is a Black Panther program we're trying to build. Now, part of it is being built in this hour, and part of it, you're getting signs of what can be built. And with the action that we're taking in Maryland, following up with every Black caucus legislature that's on our side that's going to overturn that veto, dogging his trail, where he's out there cutting ribbons. There are going to be some Black Panthers cutting with the truth out there. And this is a sign, and this is a warning to all capitulating and Uncle Tom political officials that claim to be Black out there, that a Black Panther movement is arising on the scene that will hold you accountable. A warning to the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, shuffling back and forth, shuffling and writing letters for the Zionists and apologizing and crying tears for the Zionists and trying to get some goddamn immigrants out of jail. What about the Black man and the Black woman being killed by the Zionists and killed by white people in America?
That's right.
I mean, these Negro politicians, we're gonna light a fire to their asses. Real talk. Y'all hang around just for a few moments, okay? But anyway, we're gonna move it forward now. We got so much to do, and I don't want to leave all my guests hanging. And so we coming right now. We turning around here to our international program, but not exclusively, because Elder Ajabu he's on the ground in both areas. And so the lineup from here is going to be Elder Ajabu, Sister Dr. Truth Bay will give her report, and then I'm going to bring on Brother Ramzu Yunus, and my brother Lukman. Okay, and Ramzu's live in Africa. He's being very patient, and so y'all don't let him down. Y'all keep this fire hot for Ramzu, because when he coming with a torch. Okay, so what I want you to do right now is hear from my brother, my elder, a man that's in his 70s. But when I get on the map to think about who we can send into a city to deal with the police and police brutality, I'm thinking first about a 70-year-old man. I'm thinking about so that's a sign to you young folks. And when you hear his report, you should get up out your seat and be looking for what you can do once you hear his report, because he's one of the best that we have. And I'm loading him up with assignments all across the world. And I honor him. I love him. I appreciate his support. I appreciate his encouragement. And let's hear what he has to say. He's that lion that's roaring out of Indiana. Ajabu speaks. He is our Pan-African director. He's been in South Africa on our behalf. He's headed back to Burkina Faso on our behalf. He has lit up Cincinnati. Let us hear and turn our ears now to the Honorable Elder Mmola Ajabu as he gives us that hot report from our elder. Let's receive him.
Thank you, the Honorable Malik Zulu Shabazz. If it hadn't been for you and me running into you and understanding who you are and who, no telling you're going to be, I wouldn't be where I am. Thank you so much for being you. We met with the ambassador of Burkina Faso this past week, and I won't be long, but I will be strong, as my brother used to say. And when we met with the ambassador, he impressed upon us about the riches that are there. And he said that it is a poor country. And the country is not poor. The people are poor because they do not get the benefit of the resources that are in the ground on which they walk. And so we talked about how there would be a marriage between the expertise that is here in America. Because when you're making an assessment of Africans in the world, the most educated African is right here in America. So we take that educated African that's here in America, and we have a marriage with that illiterate, because 80% of the people in Burkina Faso are illiterate. We take and have a marriage with those resources that are there in Burkina Faso, and we exploit those to the benefit of all. And so what we are doing is we're making a call for all Africans that have expertise. If you know plumbing, if you know engineering, if you know mining, if you know electricity, if you know how to write straight and can teach, we're asking for all of those people, all of our people with that kind of expertise to call 844-848-6489 and let us know the skill that you have so that we can put together a skills bank so that we can talk to the brothers in Burkina Faso and that Sahel region about how we can have a marriage ceremony and become bride and groom to where it's that we can exploit those resources for everybody's benefit. We're moving forward, and that's going to be my report for right now. Black Power.
Black Power.
1 second, sir. 1 second. We must, Black Power, you must tell us about Cincinnati and where we go from here in Cincinnati, Brother L.
Yes, sir. I was charged to go to Cincinnati, and you heard from Brother King Truth that there was a young boy, 19 years old, Ryan Hinton, who was shot down by a police officer when his father was called to the police station and viewed the video. He went out and ran over a police officer, and they now have filed the death penalty because he valued his son. He said that his son's life has value just like everybody else's life, and if you're going to take his life for something that he didn't do, then he had the nerve to be a good father to take the life of another cop for something that he didn't do. Now they want to kill him. We took the position that if the state kills that father for loving his son, then the state puts other people's lives in jeopardy. And we're moving forward to organize to do that and to be strong. And while we were there was a brother, Anubis from Columbus, who happened to have a stroke. He's an archery specialist, but he's had a stroke and he's still there. I talked to him today, and he says he's in rehab. It's going to be another 2 weeks before he can learn how to walk and get on his own again. And so we send our prayers there. But we understand that with that kind of commitment, not only was he willing to give his life, he was willing to take a life as that father was. Now, I have a personal situation. See, because I identify with Rodney Hinton because in 1993, my son got caught up in a caper to where it's that when they left a house, there were 3 people dead. And because he didn't kill anybody, The state said they was going to kill him just because he was there. Well, as a father, I know the love that Rodney has for Ryan because I have that same love for my son. And when I told them, and if you kill my son for something that he didn't do, then other death sentences would be carried out. It went across the nation. Here it is today, 2,225. My son still is alive because when it came time for them to put the death penalty on him, they came to me and said, Elder, and at that point, they didn't call me elder, they called me commander because I was commander in chief for the Black Panther militia for the state of Indiana. They said, Commander, if you would agree that the judge sentence your son, then we will guarantee that the death penalty will not be on the table. Well, I don't know anybody else that can sentence someone but the judge. So to me, they capitulated, they broke. And when I told my son and talked to my son, we went for the deal. And I'm here to say that today, that boy still lives. Well, he's a man now, but he's still my boy. I'm saying that same strategy, that same kind of understanding that Rodney had, that if they had killed my son, then yes, they were going to have some problems out of his daddy. And I'm saying that now we got to make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and solve them together. We cannot let them harm Rodney. We cannot let them harm Ibrahim Traore. We cannot let them harm Julius Malema. We cannot let them harm Malik Zulu Shabazz. We can't let them harm anybody. It's time to stand up and stand fast and let them know we ain't playing. And so we're going back this week to visit Brother Anubis, to let him know that we stand with him, and also to visit the family, to coordinate with them how we can best come together and help them in their dire situation. And we're going over to Burkina Faso to make our brothers and sisters' problems and talk about how to solve them together. Is there anything else that you would like me to speak to, Brother Shabazz?
No, sir, brother. You're fine. Let's throw up a strong black fist for our elder for that strong report. For his strong report, because what he's telling you is what God is saying out of Cincinnati. I think what he's telling you, he's just referring to the Bible where it says in Exodus that it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a limb for a limb, and a life for a life. I think he's telling you what's already been said. I think he's what's telling you, repeating to you what the elders said, that the message coming out is that what goes around comes around. I think what he's saying is that black people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. He's saying that, God damn it, that they keep killing us and black people are getting pissed off. This is what we're watching. This is what we're witnessing from news reports. Just from us watching, we can see that black people are getting pissed off and saying that if you keep killing us in self-defense, black people are going to be killing you. Black power? That's what he's saying. He's just watching the weather, like us. Black power, we just weathermen. We just weathermen out here watching the weather. Now, look, okay, we got to move this thing forward here tonight. So if Sister Nzinga is not able to come back, then I'm going to speak for this training. There's a national training. There's a national training right now. But as we turn this page to Africa, Brother Ramzu, be ready on the runway. Air Ramzu with his bomber plane on the runway. We're saying here that there's a national training here in the West. There's a national training in South Carolina, June 18th. I want to give honors to Sister Chuma, who's on the line. I think she's going to be there in South Carolina with us. I think she's helping to bring others to South Carolina, June 18th. I want to thank Brother Crazy Horse and others. I'm going to tell you that we have some of the best veterans and most skilled combat veterans, some of them working with us, that can be found anywhere in the bounds of North America. And they're working hard in this hour for superior and elite ground training on the 18th, and everybody who can make it, we want you to make it. See Sister Nzinga and greet her right away, Sister Janae or Nzinga right away to get registered so you can attend this training. And I don't know if Brother Stanley's on the line. If Brother Stanley from Indianapolis on the line, well, he's got a training coming up after that. Live training from one of our best trainers, Brother Stanley in Indianapolis. And then there's another training coming after that in Las Vegas. Las Vegas training coming to the west and other trainings coming on in the south. I don't know if we have Sister Chantel, my dear Sister Harriet Tubman on the line, Sister Chantel from Texas, and she been reaching out to me. I'm gonna reach back to you too. I love you too, black woman, and you're welcome in this hour. But we're having live trainings all over the country. Dry fire trainings are past due, overdue to be starting all across the country. A national defense manual where every defense man and trainer and minister of defense up in here has a national manual that teaches you about all facets and forms of defense, from ammunition down to the goddamn physical exercise and nutrition. It's overdue, but it's coming. All right, a Ministry of Defense is in the works. It has some action, but it's coming. Okay, and so black power to that. Register or call the national line, 844-84 Unity, and say, I want to train. And call the line until they put you in touch with the trainers, because we won't deny any black man or black woman that wants to get trained. And if you ain't getting ready to get trained for this cracker, then you out of your mind, because this cracker's dangerous. Donald Trump is dangerous, and we're behind enemy lines. I'm coming to Africa now. I'm coming to Africa, and I'm here to talk to Sister Dr. Truth Bay, who's going to help me bring on Brother Ramzu Yunus in Burkina Faso. And Dr. Truth Bay knows this struggle here on a high level, and she's qualified on a high level. We got a cold-blooded black woman here that's working with us, who represents the Haitian struggle, represents the Haitian cause, who has familiarity with the workings of the African Union, and she's overall a great person for us to have in our midst. Let us hear right now for her report, before we hear from Brother Ramzu, the Honorable Sister Queen, Dr. Truth Bay.
Greetings in Black Power family. I am so honored to be here with you this evening. So my name is Dr. Truth Bay. I actually work on policy and legislation for the 6th region. I do have some of our international comrades that's here with us as well. So grateful again to be part of the Black Power movement. It is necessary, family, that we have self-determination. So one of the major human rights infractions that we're working on primarily is the treatment of our Haitian brothers and sisters in Santo Domingo. And for people who may not know what the 6th region is, on April 30th, we do have a new president, President Ibrahim Traore. And the 6th region particularly is for those who are born of African descent, but not born on a continent of Akibulon. So the 6th region has 9 subregions, which includes the UK, Canada, France, Central America, South America, and primarily also the Caribbean. We also have Asia and Oceania, as well as India. So everywhere that our diaspora, which is a total of 1.7 billion folks, give or take, that represents a new government structure. We have a protections now, and we thank God right now for Burkina Faso and what they have pulled off in the humbling servant called President Ibrahim Traore. And so without further ado, I did want to introduce some of our Haitian dignitaries. Right now, that's last but not least to introduce the chairman of the 6th region, Ross Paulo. So salut tout le monde, Monsieur Metellus Teligen. Siula, one of Metellus Teligen is one of our organizers that's on the ground floor in Haiti, that is organizing at least 12 million people that's there. And then we have Jovenel Nicolas also, who is one of our youth mentors. So Metellus Teligen, okay.
Salut Dr. Fonday, salut tout le monde. Salut Black Power.
son plaisir pour nous là. Et donc, moi, c'est Ajabu les Justinigènes. On fait partir de Conseil Jeunesse Haïti et à partir de 119, c'est Nabgoumé. Et la travail pour nous capables de permettre jeunesse pays pour laisser Haïti en main, non seulement Haïti, mais tout, arriver fait partie de la région sixième. Donc, pour tout le monde, à remercier le président Ibrahim Traoré. C'est une bénédiction que le président Ibrahim Traoré est pour Haïti. Même genre pour tout le reste du monde. Pratiquement, nous, en Haïti, nous avons besoin de notre Ibrahim Traoré et la travail pour nous comment vraiment de ce pays en main. Soit traduit, mais plutôt pas traduit, mais
Okay. So in short, he said he is grateful to be amongst us today. One of the important things is working on a policy plan and legislation with President Ibrahim Traoré. As you know, Burkina Faso has the same similar history as Haiti does as well. But one of the things that Haiti is working on right now is identifying the crimes against humanity. So Brother Ramzu, that's something also we look towards to hear from you on this specifically. So Melius Telegen is working with the youth that's on the ground, particularly the ones that so-called have the guns, right? But most importantly, we're training them as Panthers in Haiti. And so that's one of the most important things. As you see, we're translating the Panther manual, and they're getting to learn about the general orders, as well as the 10-point platform in Creole. And so we're grateful again to have you here. So without further ado, I wanted also to introduce the chairman of the 6th region, Chairman Ross Paulos Hosing, to give a few words to our audience. He may not have great connection. Ross Paulos?
Grand Rising, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Peace and Black Power.
First of all, I'd like to say in the presence of the Most High, the great order divinity, we bring peace and goodwill to our Ethiopian African family. I am Ross Paulos, chairman of the 6th region. I'm also, my faith is very important because this is what defines our authority. I follow the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo, the oldest church in creation, oldest church on earth. Under the sovereignty, we have our sovereign authority to reclaim the 6th region and all other regions as it was before the Europeans came into this area. So I'm Ras Paulos Oshing, chairman of the 6th region, which, as you know, Jamaica is very integral as it relates to the full revelation of His Imperial Majesty, His supreme authority. And as we relate to Haiti, our history, the communication, the connection, we know that what we did against the European back then is now needed. And as you can see, the African lions have now coming together. So we look forward to the Black Panther, because once the lion and the panther are working in harmony for Africa unity, what can stop us? Neither the dragon, the polar bear, the eagle, none of them can stop us, because it's a divine authority that must be fulfilled. Africa must be free, and when righteous Africans come together, the rest of the world will come to the order. And this is where we begin, by defining authority islands of this region, which will become the model for Africa development.
Ashe. Thank you. And in closing, we want everyone to understand the importance of the 6th region and why we must have our own constitutional sovereign supreme law for the 6th region. All the Constitution's law has been violated from every country. Mostly the African nations are always the ones that are subjected to land being stolen, subjected to overrepresentation and homelessness, and in prison. So currently we have a crimes against humanity, a lawsuit that was filed against the Santa Dominican Republic concerning the mistreatment, the outright mistreatment of Haitians there. But it doesn't stop there, because the United States is behind a lot of the atrociousness, including Rudy Giuliani, John Kerry, and to name a few others that are tied into this current presidential administration that is causing the death and destruction of our beloved country. So President Ibrahim Traoré did the right thing by booting out the French and starting with self-determination in Burkina Faso. This is going to spread like wildfire. And so we're grateful again to carry on the legacy of Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And in September, the Million Youth Rally is going to symbolize the youth from around the globe, that they have a new governance that they can look up to. So I want to say peace and Black power for all those and anyone who is interested again to join a Black power movement. We must work together. Doesn't matter what liberation group you're part of, we must work together. So you call 844-848-6489. That's 844-84-UNITY in order to sign up, either to join a formation or to learn about training or to learn about policy and legislation, or just keep up to date with Black news. Right now, it's about self-determination, peace, justice, and strong institutions for us as a Black man, woman, and child. And so we pay homage again to Brother Malik Shabazz for also leading us the way in this direction for self-determination. And so that again, we say peace and Black power, and again, grateful and honored to be here with you this evening.
Wow, wow, Black power. Come on, y'all. That was extra strong, extra strong. Throw your black fist up for that section of the program. Throw your black fist up for that section of this program. And I got to give thanks, and then I'm going to ask you to help me translate, Dr. Bey. But I got to give thanks to Brother Mintu. Brother Mintu is one of our key members in the communication department and propaganda department. He works behind the lines, but he's the one manning the website and the Zooms, and he's often unheralded. From Artifacts Clothing and my longtime right-hand man, who I love very much. And let's throw a black fist up for Brother Mintu's son. He's on the team also. And here now, Dr. Bey, what I would like you to do is for my introduction to Brother Ramzu, I'm hoping he's on. Hope I ain't wore this thing out and Ramzu done got off. But I would like you to translate my sentences now, if you can. I'm going to like to give my sentence and then you come behind me and give it in French. Is that okay?
Right on. We also have another translator as well. Melius Teligen, pour moun kap traduit là. Est-ce qu'il est là toujours? Yes.
Okay.
We'll right on.
Okay, so who's going to translate? Who's going to translate for me? Who's going to translate for me?
I'll start, and then we have our other translator here as well.
Okay. And Brother Ramzu, you can make your choice, Brother Ramzu, whether or not you want an interpreter or not, but I want to make sure that when this tape is edited and these parts of this tape go out to West Africa and the French-speaking world, that they clearly understand. Okay, so I'll start right now. Greetings to my Black brothers and sisters in the Pan-African movement, particularly in the French-speaking world.
Bonjour, bonsoir tout le monde dans le pays noyo. Bienvenue. Je dis à soi, bien content là avec vous. Monsieur Elivus, est-ce que là, vous pouvez faire traduction aussi? S'il vous plaît, ouvrez le micro.
My name is Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. I am one of the organizers of the Black Panther movement, a Pan-African organization fighting in the United States of America.
Non, moi, c'est Monsieur Malik Zulu Shabazz, moi, c'est un avocat pour Pan-Africaine. Là, je dis pour travailler avec nous, spécialement pour légaliser chaque maltraité, mon noyau dans le monde. Est-ce que là, Monsieur Elivus, s'il vous plaît, ouvrez le micro?
As the student and representative of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, we are in complete solidarity with the Alliance of Sahel States and the organizations in the Sahel Alliance.
Monsieur Elivis. Ok, pas de moun kap charge là. Moi, c'est un avocat pour le Sahel, l'État Sahel. Et puis, qu'on est là, on a mis tout le monde ensemble pour nous travailler pour l'autonomisation pour mon noyau de le monde.
We honor His Excellency, President Ibrahim Traoré.
Nous honorons Président Ibrahim Traoré pour ça le faire pour mon noyau dans Burkina Faso.
We honor the leader of Mali, President Goïta.
Nous honorons Président Goïta from pays Mali aussi.
And we honor the leader of Niger, President Tishani.
Et nous honorons président de Niger, Tahani, Président Tahani.
The Alliance of Sahel States has inspired all of us across the Pan-African world to believe that Pan-African unity is a possibility in our lifetime.
Nous pour nous mettre nous ensemble, c'est une possibilité pour nous pas faire avant parce que tout le monde qui se pose là, il pas là, mais yo là. Et puis m'a demandé encore, Elvis, ouvrez le micro s'il vous plaît. Besoin de capé dem là.
Just as you, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm waiting to see where the other translator is.
There was a lot of feedback. We can only have one person speak at a time. If a lot of mics are open, it's hard to hear.
It's all right. Me and you are rocking. We're doing good right now, Dr. Bain. I'm not going to be long.
Yes, sir.
Just as you have united in the East, we are uniting in the West.
Jean côté nous mettons nous ensemble dans l'Ouest là, nous mettons nous ensemble dans l'Est.
We are going to help the nation of Burkina Faso to succeed with all that we have in our power.
Nous parlons aider tout le monde dans Burkina Faso avec tout pouvoir que nous gagnons pour nous porter justice pour le peuple de le monde.
Yes, we say hands off President Ibrahim Traoré.
Oui, nous disons retirez main sous président Ibrahim Traoré. Retirez main sous lui.
But also, we say hands on with building sustainable development in Burkina Faso so we can end poverty, want, and illiteracy.
Mais en même temps, on a dit mettre nous ensemble pour nous restabiliser le pays avec structure, infrastructure, développement, l'école pour manger économique, stabilisation pour le peuple. So, on a fait ça même genre.
We are forming the Friends of President Ibrahim Traoré and the people of Burkina Faso in the West.
N'a formé Jamio, allies, moun kap travaille ensemble pour nous protéger président Ibrahim Traoré, mais c'est en même temps pour protéger pays nous aussi.
And we, as the friends of President Ibrahim Traoré and the people of Burkina Faso in the West, we pledge to do all we can to make sure that the people and the farmers and the children of Burkina Faso get the help and the skills and the support that they need.
Et puis, dernièrement, on a make sure que on a fait un genre pour nous faire une équipe qui a protégé jeunesse de le monde, spécialement Burkina Faso, pour mon agronome, pour aider avec l'agriculture, pour l'éducation spécialement. Nous mettons nous ensemble pour make sure que rêve ça réalisé pour tout noyau dans le monde.
I want to thank the leadership in the 6th region, Brother Ross Paulos, and others who have come on this line. My honor to you, great men of struggle.
Et puis, nous besoin honnête, leader de la région 6e, M. Raspalos, qui est là avec nous. Et puis, pour tout le monde qui est là aussi, qui travaille ensemble pour l'autodétermination pour le peuple haïtien, peuple noir, peuple Afrique, peuple États-Unis, tout le monde, peuple noir dans chaque coin de le monde, pour nous là réussir pour travailler ensemble.
We are calling on all Black organizations in the West to unite, to become friends of President Ibrahim Traore and the people of Burkina Faso, and to support the entire alliance of Sahel states.
Et nous besoin pour tout le monde mettre ensemble, spécialement pour ça, pour aider M. Ibrahim Traoré dans une équipe solide. Et puis, après ça, pour nous bailler pouvoir jeunesse spécialement. Il faut que nous fassions ça pour nous faire mission, amis, équipe solide, spécialement parce que nous-mêmes, nous avons un pile pays qui a une colonisation sous lui. Et puis, c'est là nous besoin de retirer ça. So, c'est que ça, on travaille ensemble pour nous faire ça.
To conclude, I'm calling on all of the Black Panther members on the line to take charge of everything to be taken charge of inside of the United States.
La demande tout groupe Libération Noire pour venir mettre tête ensemble, spécialement ça qui est dans les États-Unis, pour mettre ensemble pour l'autre pays, pour y avoir un gens que nous fortifier, faire une équipe fort. So, qu'on nous pas un choix, l'année 2025, c'est l'année ça pour nous faire ça, et puis nous avons un résultat en 2026.
Please, free me up, Black Panthers. Free me up so I can help, pardon me, free me up so I can help Africa and the Caribbean and help the Pan-African struggle. Free me up and take charge of these states so I can be free to do what I can do to help in this hour.
S'il vous plaît, aidez-les pour tout le monde venir ensemble. S'il vous plaît, nous besoin ça dans l'année ça. Nous pas avons l'autre choix. Si nous pas fait ça année ça, nous pas avons une chance encore pour nous venir ensemble pour changer le pays. S'il vous plaît, on nous travaille ensemble. On nous travaille tête ensemble. Ça, c'est un bagage qui est très sérieux. Nous pas avons un choix dans ça. Ça, c'est une détermination. Faut que les fêtes aujourd'hui, faut que les fêtes année ça.
I want to bring on to you, live from Burkina Faso, a strong Black man, one of the best that we have.
Et puis, nous présenté Kounia une mounouayo qui leader qui droit de l'homme, qui spécialisé dans droit de l'homme, dans le lycée Ramzu Yunus, et puis il est dans le pays de Burkina Faso Kounia. So, il est là avec nous, Kounia la micro pour parler.
Preparing for July 4th weekend, and we want all of us, every freedom fighter, anywhere in America or in Africa, to stand up with us for July 4th, Black Independence.
OK, personne nous camper ensemble pour le 4 juillet. Le 4 juillet, ce sera un temps qui est plus important spécialement pour moi l'indépendance. Mais nous pas libres même. Jusqu'à ce que nous gagnons colonisation, nous pas libres. C'est là nous venons ensemble pour créer un nouveau gouvernement, c'est là ça n'a libre. Ramzu Yunus, peace and black power, sir.
All right, peace. Black power. Salute to all the comrades that are on and those who may be listening that are not yet comrades, but hopefully what we are saying today will resonate with you and you will become a comrade and engage in the struggle for self-determination of people in America, the Western Hemisphere, as well as those in Africa. I don't need a translator. I love my French speaker. Can you all hear me, first of all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love my French speaking people, but fortunately, this message is more towards us in America. The French speakers are actually doing what they're supposed to do. Matter of fact, it seems like the most rebellious people in the world right now are the French speakers, not the people from France, but the French speaking colonized people, whether it be in Haiti in the Western Hemisphere or in Africa. So I don't need to give them much of a message to inspire them. They are doing what they are supposed to do. So I'm going to address, well, they can listen as well, but I'm addressing Black people in America in the Western Hemisphere. Comrade, Sister Dr. Truth Bay mentioned a term. She kept mentioning it because that's what the struggle is based on. It's based on self-determination. I like to add a word in front of that, or two words in front of self-determination, so we won't get it confused. I like to add right of self-determination because we have been kind of tricked in America. Those of us who do know the word self-determination, we understand it from a Kwanzaa perspective, which is a anti, and I know you all going to hate me saying this, but you're going to understand it in a minute. That Kwanzaa definition is an anti-nationalist, counter-revolutionary definition of self-determination, which was given to us by someone who publicly denounced Black nationalism. He felt we should just have cultural autonomy inside of the white man's nation. So I want to make sure that we are getting the right definition. When we say self-determination, we're talking about the right of self-determination, not just calling ourselves Kunta Kinte, but still being on the plantation. Calling ourselves Kunta Kinte and owning or taking over the plantation. That's the real definition of self-determination. So when Comrade Dr. Sister Truth Bay was saying self-determination, she's talking about us governing ourselves fully, which is what the French people in Africa are standing up for now. Africa has been enjoying a form of self-determination for many decades. But those of us who know about self-determination or know international law, self-determination, it says in the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which is the top legal document actually in America, according to the Supremacy Clause, says all peoples have the right of self-determination. By virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. Well, we know all of Africa, they have their political status. They declared independence as their political status, but they don't control economic development. So that's what the stance is for now, to enjoy in Africa, to enjoy full self-determination. And France played a trick on their African colonies. They didn't allow them to, or take them to the battlefield. They said, okay, we'll give you, back decades ago, we'll give you your independence, but we're going to give it to you according to these terms, and those terms included control of the economy and also control of the defense. But we're talking about self-determination being now enjoyed by Black people in America. All of the complete self-determination. Number one, political status. We need to be independent. When we say separate from America, we don't mean having to go somewhere. Just like the founding fathers of America said, when they said separation, they meant cutting the political ties with the government that was over them. That's what revolution is about. That's what self-determination is about. We have to cut the political ties that bind us to the Caucasian rulership of America. And America will always be ruled by Caucasians, even if you got a Black president, because that Black president has to represent a democracy, which is a white majority. So we're talking about self-determination and the need for self-determination. The struggle is for self-determination. The struggle over here is for the completion of that self-determination. The struggle for us in America is just to realize self-determination in general, the fullness of it, but beginning with our independence. President Woodrow Wilson made probably about 107 years ago, made self-determination popular. Even though it was the Russians who first started speaking about the term self-determination, Woodrow Wilson was advised to grab the baton from Russia so that they wouldn't look like they were the heroes. But President Woodrow Wilson said something that was key, and he sparked many revolutions based on just the right of that term, self-determination. He said, self-determination is not a mere phrase. It is an imperative principle of action. On this call, we always say, and that's Black Panthers and the Black Power movement, we always say Black Power, Black Power. Did you know that Black Power really means Black self-determination? But it seems that a lot of us, we take it as a mere phrase instead of an imperative principle of action for self-determination. When we go out and we protest and say Black Power, we should be out there to take power, not to acknowledge somebody else's power, but to take power, to assert our right of self-determination. So all revolutions are based on self-determination. When Woodrow Wilson said that in around 1918, he was talking to white folks in Paris because there was a world war going on. But listening to that word or those terms, that term self-determination, was a small man from Asia named Ho Chi Minh. And once he heard self-determination, something went off in him. He went right back to, he was in Paris himself, to the speech. He went right back to a place called Vietnam and started a struggle, a revolution based on self-determination. And we know years later, he ended up giving America their first loss in war. Also listening at that conference were many people around the nation. At that time, there was only about 40 nations. When he said self-determination, the whole world stood up. Asia stood up. South America stood up. Africa stood up. And now we have about 200 nations based on the right of self-determination, because that was the most resonating revolutionary phrase still ever, but at that time. But amongst Black people, they gave us the wrong political phrase called integration. So we started seeking integration, and self-determination had a demise. And now today we're still seeking integration, inclusion, instead of standing up and saying, look, we're going to govern ourselves, give ourselves justice. We can't stop police brutality. We can't stop wrongful convictions. We can't stop that because that's something that the white people have interest in, and they are the rulers, the majority of this democracy. So you're not going to end it through civil rights action. Hakeem Jeffries, the leader of the Democratic Party, which is Black people's last, resolution or assault resolution for justice, he threw in the towel, says the Republicans, they control this. Trump controls this. There's nothing that we can do but wait for 4 years. If we have 4 years under someone like Trump. But Hakeem Jeffries, who is a lawyer and should know the law, he was lying. So he was forgot that Black people, we do have leverage. We have something called self-determination where Trump can't touch us. We can take over our communities. Even as a 13% minority in America, we have a right of self-determination to take over where we live. And that's what all revolutions are based on. Self-determination. So if you're a revolutionary, you are standing for self-determination, not integration, not trying to reform this thing. Dr. Khallida, who we all honor on this call, we all are clubs of Dr. Khallida. Dr. Khallida said, what did he say, Comrade Malik? Revolution is the only solution.
Teach.
It's the only solution, not reform. Dr. King himself, and I want you all to look this up, because I want us to memorialize this. This is the real Dr. King that they killed, and they feed us the wrong Dr. King. Right before Dr. King died, he had a strategy meeting in Frogmore, South Carolina in 1967. I don't like to say he died. Right before this government that some of us still believe in, right before they killed him, he had a strategy meeting, and he changed his direction away from away from civil rights to human rights. He said we were seeking to reform certain conditions in the house of our nation because the nation wasn't living up to the very rules of the house that it has prescribed in the Constitution. Then after Selma and the Voting Rights Bill, we moved into a new era, which must be an era of revolution. I think we must see the great distinction between a reform movement and a revolutionary movement. Now, all of us on this call, part of the Black Panther movement, we say we are revolutionaries, but are we revolutionaries or are we trying to reform this thing called America? We got to see that distinction, make that distinction, draw a line in the sand. Because if you're trying to reform this thing, I ain't got nothing to do with you. I can shake your hand, give you a hug, and I love you, but I can't do nothing with you because you're walking to the left and we're trying to go right.
Each.
Ashe.
Now, if you are for revolution, you are part of this Black Panther movement, you are part of the Pan-African movement, which Pan-Africanism is based on self-determination, the right of self-determination, then we got work to do in a proper manner, a proper organized manner. Not just out here blowing in the wind, just acting. I was meeting the other day with the leader of the Sahel Alliance, the president of the Sahel Alliance, President Bassam Bazi. He said, look, someone out there, he was giving me a definition, his definition of revolutionary. He said a revolutionary is one who acts based on self-determination, based on a political theory and getting a goal, achieving a goal. He said someone who's just out there moving without a goal such as self-determination, that's just an activist that's just blowing and moving in the wind. We don't want to move in the wind. We ain't got time. Our people's life deserves that we move properly in a revolutionary way, not just being activists. So that's what we're on for Black Summer. We're making a distinction right now. Reform, you're trying to change this thing. Revolution, you realize you have a right of self-determination, a human right, and you're taking power wherever Black people are so we can stop police brutality. We can stop wrongful convictions. We can finally achieve reparations, which we can take ourselves, because reparations is a political decision. And if we are in control of our own political self-system, then we'll give ourselves reparations. And reparations, as the brother earlier said, is more than money. Google and download a document from the United Nations called the Basic Principles and Guidelines on the Right to Remedy and Reparations so that you can understand what reparations is. And none of these bills in America, whether it be California or Maryland, is not reparations. Because according to the system that created that term reparations, the United Nations international law system, reparations, first of all, means you got to put them people back into power. Black power is reparations. So until we have Black power, our own Black governance, there's no such thing as reparations. And none of those commissions, reparations commissions, are talking about giving Black people power and control over territory in America. They basically talking about giving us some little programs. And the best they're talking about is a stimulus check to stimulate the white economy. So let's not be tricked by these commissions. They ain't giving us nothing. We have to repair ourselves, and that's what the Black Panther movement is about. That's what Black Summer is about. That's what myself as a human rights policy officer advocates, teaching our people what their human rights are. Number one human right being self-determination, helping our people to understand what the right of self-determination is and how to assert that right by standing up. The number one action of self-determination is just standing up and declaring independence and taking control. And I'm not some genius that just came up with this. They've been doing this for 100 years. Our Black organizations been proposed this. Nation of Islam been said this. Republic of New Africa been said we're going to have a vote in the 5 southern states, and then if the people say yes, we're going to take over. That's the right of self-determination. But of course, we were sabotaged. People were assassinated, so we were demoralized. And now that the leadership, even of those organizations, some of those leaders won't even stand up for what they were based on. So it's up to the Black Panther movement, movements like this, to stand up courageously and define what this revolution is about. Redefine, because it was already defined. Revolution is already defined. We just got the wrong definition. Somebody gave us the wrong definition. So now it's time for us to understand the definition of revolution, what revolution is based on, and all of them are based on the right of self-determination. And let's get into action. Black Summer 2025 is us standing up beginning on July the 4th to declare our independence. Ground zero is Detroit, but it's happening everywhere on July the 4th. And we're calling it Black Summer because it might Not might, it is going to go longer than July the 4th. It's going to go longer than the July the 4th weekend. It's a summer of rising, just like the Arab had an Arab Spring. It wasn't on one day, because it takes more than one day to mobilize black people, because we got to see some examples. Courage is contagious, so they got to see us courageously stand up, set an example, then the whole summer going to be black. We got to do it now. This is not a game. Don't be on here just to be part of a club. The brotherhood, the sisterhood. We've been having brotherhood and sisterhood. It ain't got us nowhere. That brotherhood and sisterhood got to make some concrete, bold moves. And that's what we're here to do, brothers and sisters. I love you all. I'm glad we are coming together, but let's make this thing count. Black power.
Black power, black power. Throw your black fist up there for Brother Ramzu Yunus, live
Black
from Burkina
power.
Faso. Throw your black fists up. Huh? Our network and our family here are not just talking about it, they're live on the ground being about it. Being about it. And so we need you all to stand up for July 4th weekend. July 4th weekend is where we bring our coalition together. July 4th weekend is Black Summer, is where we are confirming our alliances. We're going about now confirming who is going to stand up and who we going to deal with, who we going to organize with. We're getting clear, as Brother Ramzu say, about what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. Who we going to organize with and who we ain't going to fool with. What we going to focus on and what we going to leave the hell alone. We're not just organizing for the sake of organizing. We're headed to a tactical and strategic goal. So we need every organizer here in the Black Panther movement to say that I will take action in my city, that I will stand up and take an action of self-determination of some sort. There are going to be teach-ins. There's going to be some demonstrations. I heard they were going to be going to the Smithsonian Museum and saying that nobody is going to visit here today. Not one cracker will visit here today because we want our artifacts back that you stole out of Africa. I heard that was going down too. I heard there was going to be trainings and defense trainings everywhere. I heard there are going to be telethons and fundraisers to buy tractors and tillers and motorcycles for Burkina Faso. And so I need y'all to get focused on July 4th, and I need y'all support. I need y'all to support, and I don't need to have to beg. Let us come together and strike a mighty blow for mutual self-determination in the West and in the East. The West and in the East. Not only are we helping Africa, we're demanding that Africa stand up and declare their support for our liberation struggle in America on July 4th. We're asking for EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters, support for July 4th, and we want to support them. We are in this hour reaching out for Brother President Julius Malema, the head of EFF, the fiery young man who's head of all of them brothers and sisters with the red berets on in South Africa. The one that Donald Trump was fascinated about, that pulled the TV screen out on the president of South Africa to confront him about all of these brothers and sisters who are calling for our land to be taken back in South Africa. Well, we're calling for Julius Malema has gone out there and said he wants to come to America. And we have reached out to him and say, damn it, we are your perfect host. We want to bring him right here to America. To hell with what Donald Trump is interpreting. We don't want to hear from goddamn Donald Trump. We want to hear from the man live in person. If he wants to come, bring it. Well, you say, that's kind of risky. There's somebody somebody gonna get in trouble. Well, I was already in trouble before I got on the damn phone call, so it don't make no difference, man. Look, man, they standing up boldly in Africa. We're gonna stand up boldly in America. And so I'm gonna bring on now Brother Lukman, Jamil Lukman, from the Provisional Government of the Republic of New Africa. And I want to also give greetings to Brother Sipiwe, who is in Guinea-Bissau and who is one of the great Pan-African diplomats and advocates. We had a long talk with him today, and although he can't be on this call tonight, I foresee great things happening with this great young man who's very well connected and very strong. And Ramzu is strong. And Malik Zulu is strong. And Brother Ambassador Akbar is strong. And Elder Mmola Ajabu is strong. And Sister Truth Bay is strong. And Brother Ross Paulos is our leader in the 6th region here. He's strong. And I'm here to tell you this. Look, as strong as they are organizing in the East, we're going to raise up a block here in the West. And whether everybody agrees with us or not, it don't make no difference, because as the Sahel presidents are showing, if you have a strong block, you can have 4 nations that are standing strong, and you can have 48 nations that are capitulating, and the 4 nations can shake and rock the course of the people and the governments in the rest of the nations. And so that's what we aiming here for in the West. Black Lawyers for Justice, the Black Panther movement, the Worldwide Pan-African movement, Human Rights Policy Officers, Afro-Descendant Union. I bring you greetings from the Honorable Silas Mohammed and the entire Afro-Descendant nation. I'm well placed as a conductor in the Afro-Descendant nation. That's a whole alliance of themselves. They are 10 toes down for July 4th and 10 toes down for Burkina Faso, and that whole alliance is at the table. We're going to build a block in the East as strong as a block in the West, and we're going to be a mighty force. I bring to you to speak his peace, Brother Lukman from the Republic of New Africa. Let's bring him on. And then Brother Ambassador Akbar, if you're still in the house, I want you to close us out. And Sister Janae and Zinga, if you got back on, you close us out. But let history mark that this has been a very progressive meeting of our board and our government. We're not perfect, but we're sounding good tonight. Black Power.
Black Power. Brother Jami Lukman.
You have to unmute yourself to speak, brother.
Okay, free the land. Free the land, free the land. Black Power.
Black Power by any means.
I'm Brother Jami. Yes, sir. By any means necessary. I'm Brother Jami Lukman. I'm a conscious citizen of the Provisional Government of the Republic of New Africa. I'm the chairman of the Republic of New Africa Grassroots Mobilization. I come to you tonight to speak on behalf of Black people in America, the New Africans, and Black people around the world. And I call and inspire and hope to inspire on everybody to stand united in brotherly love, Black unity, and Pan-African unity. We need to understand that if we don't come together, we're not going to never be free over here in the United States. If we don't come together in Africa, we're not going to be free. The momentum and the movement inspired by Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso and the Alliance of Sahel States is giving us a renewed energy and a renewed focus and a renewed courage to stand up like real men and women and reclaim our dignity on earth. In America, we have faced over 400 years of racist terror, abuse, and oppression. And the Black man in America, he's in a particular position with him and his woman. And we have to stand up and resist this white man who is a threat to every Black man in the world, including Mother Africa. The Republic of New Africa Grassroots Mobilization, we have been focusing on trying to put together a task force to focus on the internal division and the disunity that plagues the Black community in the Black struggle for over 200 years. We realize that this division requires a strategic focus and an organized effort to organize the organizers, the different chiefs, the different tribes, and different organizations, and then the different movements within the Black freedom movement in the United States. That Willie Lynch in psychological warfare by the white enemy is used against us to keep us divided, and that we have to counter this directly and strategically in order to succeed in unifying our people. That is the point of this National Unity and Reconciliation Task Force. We understand that our people is in a state of emergency, but we're not acting like we're in an emergency. That we have to crank it up, sound the alarm, and rouse the people as if we was in a COVID pandemic again, all over, but much worse. Because too many of our people are dying here in America and all around the world, who can be freed, who can be saved, who can be fed, who can be clothed, and who can be housed if we do what we're supposed to do and what we need to do to liberate them. We can't wait on 2063 to liberate Africa and eradicate the humanitarian crises that's spreading across Africa. We understand that we in America, we have a strategy that is necessary. And I'm gonna pick up where Brother Ramzu Yunus left off. He mentioned that the Honorable Most High Elijah Muhammad in both the Republic of New Africa called for us to have states of our own, at least 5 that the Republic of New Africa called for. And Elijah Muhammad, in speaking to Minister Farrakhan, told him that we was entitled to either 8 or 10 states for reparations. So picking back up right there, those states that we declare to be our own territory, those states are in the New African National Territory: Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi, and South Carolina. And our migration policy also calls on us to expand to any close by territories with Black majority populations, including North Carolina. And this is imperative that we liberate this territory. In order for us to liberate this territory, in order to free Black in America and to assist and aid in Africa's development and liberation and give it the strength it needs to protect itself from white U.S. imperialism and wars of aggression, we over here in the belly of the beast must focus on concentrating our power, our numbers in the South. As it is currently, we are 48 million. That's 14% of the U.S. population. And the whites are 212 million by themselves. They 62.5%. Black folks don't have no permanent allies, no permanent friends. We the only ones we can count on and we can rely on. We see that when we try to get help for the George Floyd Justice and Police Act. We see that when we try to get help for reparations. We see that when we try to get help for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. We ain't got no allies among the Asians. We ain't got no allies among the Hispanics. We ain't got no real allies among the Native Americans. They all abandon us when it's time, when it's crunch time. And so we understand that we have to come together as a people on what we have in common. And that's us, our Black unity. And we have to use that power to establish a voting bloc in the South. The National Black Voting Bloc Strategy is a campaign to use our numerical power to exert Black power through the democratic electoral process. We have to concentrate our political, economic, and military power in the South to move our people in a reverse migration back to the South under the Ida B. Wells National Resettlement Campaign. Our people need the resources, the inspiration, and the assistance and the motivation to move back to the South for freedom, justice, and liberation. They need to be aware that there's no other option. There's no other alternative. That every other option, every other alternative is an illusion. We left the South and went north and west chasing jobs and freedom way back in the 50s and the 40s. And we still ain't got it. It was a pipe dream. The truth is, our liberation is in the South. The reverse migration is what we must all call for, and we must call for it with urgency and provide the financial assistance, the sponsorships, the financial aid, the housing, and all that's necessary to make it easy and convenient for people to move. And we need to let them know that this is an emergency.
a couple of years ago, one of our sisters in Congress put forth a bill calling for racism to be declared a national public health emergency. That is true. It is an emergency. We revolutionaries must amp it up and make sure that our people are inspired and with the momentum and the movement of an emergency. The concentration in the South strategy is the only answer, and we need to pursue it with all deliberate speed, and we need to also support the brothers and sisters in Africa. Our strategy and our position with Burkina Faso and all the other states in Africa waging at the forefront of the Pan-African Revolution is mutual cooperation, aid, and defense. We realize that Africa needs our help, and we need Africa's help. We realize that our self-determination fight over in America is just equally as important and equally crucial to our liberation as the self-determination struggle and fight in Africa. On all levels of the Pan-African Revolution and on all battle fronts, we need to unify and work together and defend each other and provide mutual aid and defense. We call on Burkina Faso to be the champion and the leader of the global reparations movement and the Pan-African World Revolution. We also know that it is important that Burkina Faso request on our behalf as prisoners of war in America, an International Criminal Court advisory opinion declaring us as prisoners of war under the Geneva Conventions and declaring our right to self-determination and to conduct a plebiscite in the United States. We realize that under the precinct survey that we conducted, the initial plebiscite survey, the New African Civil Service and Diplomatic Corps has determined, based on that survey, that all African Americans agree on one thing and we don't agree on nothing else, that we deserve a plebiscite to determine our own political destiny. We also call on Burkina Faso to follow in the footsteps of Ethiopia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, in launching a decade of return and granting citizenship to all African diaspora members under the right of return. Burkina Faso has already took steps in that direction in recognizing citizenship of the members of the ADDI and other brothers and sisters who have DNA linkage to Burkina Faso. But it needs to be expanded to all Blacks in the African diaspora. And we ask the Burkina Faso to take the lead in this universal Black citizenship. We also call on Burkina Faso to issue a statement of solidarity with the Afro-Descendant Nations Reparations Conference conducted last year in 2025, and to also host the 9th Pan-African Congress. It is important that Burkina Faso, the leader in the Pan-African Revolution in 2025, host this 9th Pan-African Congress in 2025. It would inspire the world. It would be something of great magnificence and put us on the right trajectory nationwide to redeem Africa and restore its greatness among the world. We also ask Burkina Faso to support the Pan-African Federations movement in 2025 and to establish diplomatic recognition between the PGRNA and the government of Burkina Faso to strengthen the bonds, the Pan-African bonds of unity and brotherhood between Africans in Africa and new Africans and Blacks in the United States. We also wish for the Burkina Faso to assist the PGRNA, the Pan-African Federalist Movement, and other Pan-African groups everywhere in the world with financing through privileged mining projects and other financial enterprises and support. In return, that we pledge to help Burkina Faso with all the energy, the power, and the resources at our disposal based on the principles of mutual cooperation, aid, and defense of Africans at home and Afro-descendants and Blacks living abroad or outside the continent of the African diaspora. We know that we all should come together, and that if we don't come together, we cannot succeed. Together we stand, divided we fall. We also understand that over here on the home front in the United States, we got a bunch of Black hypocrites, Uncle Toms, Sambos, and Uncle Charlies, who are betraying us and undermining our struggle for liberation. We understand that, like this brother in Baltimore, Maryland, Brother Wes Moore, who vetoed our reparations bill. He must be called out. he must be exposed, he must be dethroned from power and run out of time. We also understand that those hypocrites in the legislature in California who killed their own bill, the Black Reparations Bill, they need to be dealt with. Black folks must come together, and the Black Bloc voting rights strategy is the only way to do it. We got to stick together and vote as blocks wherever we are, and call these hypocrites, these Black hypocrites out. Everybody that's Black ain't with us. We also understand that real reparations is the federal reparations. The federal reparations is 48 trillion to 120 trillion at the minimum. 5 to 6 states at the minimum. And freeing our Black prisoners in the United States and returning them to the Black community and the Black nation. We don't think that a bunch of tokens from the slave master's table is reparations. We don't think that a bunch of symbolism in these funny bills that do nothing to free us and end our property and our oppression is reparations. We appreciate the little assistance coming from the states and the counties, task forces, and reparation programs, but we understand that those are not real reparation programs. Those are poverty programs. Those are equity programs. Those are wealth gap programs. Those are programs that are not designed to specifically repair the injury from slavery and anti-Black racism. We know the difference between these programs and anti-Black racism. We know the difference between these programs and reparations. And we know that we deserve reparations in its fullness and its fairness, and we ain't gonna accept none less. Either we gonna give reparations or we gonna tear this motherfucker down. We need to understand that also that no group, not the integrationists and the civil rights activists, not the Black nationalists, not the reparationists, not the Pan-Africans, no group can achieve its goal if we don't all come together. Our faith and our destiny is tied together. When we look at the amount of power that's required in order to bring this country to concede anything that we demand, we understand that we have to have more power than that brought on behalf of Gaza, the Palestinians, and that brought on behalf of Cuba. And the only way we can do that is if we all come together. Every major segment of the Black freedom movement, every major organization in the Black nationalist movement, every major organization in the civil rights movement, we got to put aside all our petty grievances, we got to stop this stupid, we got to stop all these grudges, and we got to overcome that and come together. Sometimes, yes sir. Sometimes we have to find somebody else to go tell a brother or work with a brother. We got to make extraordinary effort to reconcile. And we got to make intercessions on behalf of people who can't come together on their own. We got to find a way of unity. Or else we don't get to the mountaintop. It's that crucial. We are the powerful. We got to look at our brother moving hard. We ain't proud to just get some universal war been declared by Pope Nicholas V in 1952 when he sent the Portuguese to invade Africa and enslave her and take all her possessions. We understand that this universal war is being waged in the United States in a low-intensity fashion against the black community. That Brother Rodney Hinton in Cincinnati, Ohio, was the prisoner of this war. He was fighting back. He's not a domestic criminal. He's a combatant, or he's a combatant in war. Now he's a prisoner of war, and his right of resistance under international law needs to be recognized and asserted. And we need the African Union, the African Union Court on People's Rights, to issue declarations requiring that him, Jordan Neely, and Tyree Nichols were all violated in their human rights. And the demand that the brother be released and return back to the community or return to Africa. We also need to demand, we also prepared and already committed.
Right. Black Power,
yes,
brother.
Let me,
I hate to interrupt you, but
end
they
on
telling
this
me
one
we're
last
running out of
note.
time.
Okay, well, let me end on this one last note. We also have presented to several major legal associations in the continent of Africa a proposal for an advisory opinion from the African Union Court to assert universal jurisdiction on behalf of black folks all around the world, because we know ain't no United Nations, ain't no International Criminal Court of Justice, ain't no white court in the United States or in Europe, nowhere gonna protect black folks' human rights. We need the African Union Court to protect black folks' rights everywhere in the world and impose sanctions to enforce those rights in order the African states to impose those sanctions on anybody who violate our human rights. With that, I yield. Free the land by any means necessary.
Free the land.
Black Power, throw your black fist up for Brother Luke Mines. I mean Luke Mines. Put your black fist up, because he's full of fire and full of righteous proposals. It's a great night. It's not only a great night here at our monthly board meeting, public board meeting for the Black Panther movement, but it's been a great night of education. It's been a hell of a night for political education, and when this tape is edited and studied, it's a great tape for people in the movement and for new members and for everybody that wants to get involved in this self-determination movement. This is a very valuable tape when edited. Thank you, Brother Lukman. Thank you, Brother Ramzu, for that excellent presentation, and Dr. Truth Bay and every official from the 6th region, and all of the other leaders that have come on from America. Thanks to all of you tonight. So I want to recap, so to tell you exactly where I know for a fact where we're going. There have been many great proposals and ideas, but right now we can't move faster than the vehicle that we're driving. It's a good vehicle. It's good leadership here. But we obviously have to get stronger and stronger if we're going to handle this load of work. Even what I'm about to announce that we're committed to doing, we need to catch up to where we are politically so we can do this work. Because we have to be successful. This ain't no rhetorical exercise. This is a scientifically calculated method to get towards success. Brother Akbar, I want you to close us out, and Brother Mintu, I want you to get Brother Dr. From South Africa to bring him on. I want you to bring the South Africa Dr. I'm missing his name. Anyway, Buntu, Dr. Buntu, sorry. Buntu, bring his presentation up and his picture up, and Brother Akbar, you'll come on after. And now I'm going to recap exactly what we are officially working on. While we consider many of these great proposals, we have some, as a board or a government, we have mandates that we know we got to act on. So here's the final report from tonight. Okay, because number one, I want to say that we have an office. We have property in our possession, and we have our offices under our controls, and those offices should be open for regular office hours starting within the next week. We need regular office hours and workers. Some volunteer, and straight up, some paid workers that work our offices like any other organization and operation, because in order to be successful as a movement, in order for July 4th to be successful, we have to have, we can't just be trying to meet and return a phone call when somebody get off work, or if you can do it. We got to move at a faster and a higher level. And therefore, in organizing this, we want you to let you know that we have office space and we have office hours, and we plan on having a live lines and workers every day working on our calls, and we're going to support that. Okay, so the office, we have facilities, we have properties, and many people are calling in. They got acres of land, so we ain't just talking, and our offices are opening up. We want everybody here to donate, to take out your official membership in the organization. Our team that handles membership has been ordered to register every contact, and for everybody to register and pay that dues. Pay that dues and give a donation. Yes, our operations and flying and transporting men and taking action in Cincinnati is costing money. I'm about to tell you about our delegation. We have a team going across to Burkina Faso. Well, it don't come free. And so I'm urging you all to become members and to join and to donate, because you're going to see the translation of your donation into action, because we got action right now with no donations. It's coming out of the love and the heart, mainly of my heart and love for what we're doing, and my belief that you won't leave me hanging. You'll back me up and back us up. So I want to say in this regard, in terms of other organizations, we don't want any other organization or Black Panther organization to take offense by what we're doing or to be defensive. We don't want any other Black nationalist group or entity to feel competitive or be defensive. This is something that's different. This is not just another formation. This is a movement here. So here's, I want to give a message to a couple of groups here so you'll know our position in advance. I want to say to the new Black Panther Party that the brothers and sisters who are still in the new Black Panther Party, and to the leadership of the new Black Panther Party that has that's been elected and selected. I think it's Brother Daryl Hawkins, who I know very well. I know Brother Daryl Hawkins for very well. He's a man I worked with for years and have trained for many years, and he knows my thinking. And so to Brother Daryl Hawkins, to Brother Renard and others who are administrating the new Black Panther Party, I want to say that we recognize your leadership. We recognize your choice in leadership. And I, as the former chairman and a man who has new Black Panther Party all in my veins, I'm here to tell you that I wish you nothing but well. I wish you well in this struggle, that I'm your brother, and that if you want to work with us and work with me, that I will work with you, and I recognize your leadership, and we're not here to fight or squabble with you in the new Black Panther Party that come from the legacy of Hashim and Zinga and those brothers and sisters that I consider us still to be family, and in the way that you are moving and organizing, may God bless you, and I hope that you respect mine. Okay, now, but we're brothers and we can work together. So now I want to turn over here to the Republic of New Africa. From my understanding currently, that there are two sections of the Republic of New Africa, or two governments, as I understand it. I could be wrong, but as I understand it, that there are two people that are claiming, two leaders and two groups that are claiming the legacy of the Honorable Imari Obadeli and the Provisional Government for the Republic of New Africa. Okay, so we want to just say that we have the ultimate of respect for the Honorable Imari Obadeli, and we have respect for the legacy of the Republic of New Africa, and we're wishing all of you well. And we don't want to get caught into one side or another. We just know that we support the Republic of New Africa. We do support it, and we hoping that y'all work it out, and we willing to struggle with you if you work it out. And well, some of you say, well, what about Crystal Muhammad? You say, well, Crystal Muhammad is one of them, and Crystal Muhammad and so forth, because she used to be in the new Black Panther Party, and she's a person that I brought into the movement, and she's one of the persons that I trained, and she's gone on to, very courageous Black woman, and she's gone on to lead one part of the Republic of New Africa, and at some point claim the leadership of the new Black Panther Party, even though I supported and recommended Brother Hashim Nzinga. I do want to say this, that I respect those that struggle in this struggle, and although I have had some serious issues with Sister Crystal Muhammad, I do want to say here that officially and formally, in terms of, hold on, hoping y'all hearing me, that officially and formally, in terms of representing this body, I do not believe that there are irreconcilable differences between me and Miss Muhammad if Miss Muhammad wants unity. I know that there are many serious issues between us, but I'll just give a brief opinion and say I don't see those issues now that she is one of the leaders of the RNA. I don't see our issues as being irreconcilable, so I see them being reconcilable, and certainly with those that work with her, many of them I know and struggle with. I certainly see our issues as being reconcilable. Okay, so I want to put that on record. There's a few people out there that we have irreconcilable differences with. There are some people out there. Hold on, making sure that my mic is on. Y'all hear me? Say Black Power if you hear me.
Black Power.
Yes, sir. We
Okay,
still hear you loud.
okay, y'all hear me well. Y'all hear me well, because we got a standing order here that we stay out of mess, we stay out of arguments. People may take shots at us, but we're not taking no shots back. We're not laying down for nobody. But we're not here to get into mess and arguments. We're trying to get free. Now, there's a couple people out here that that we ain't gonna deal with and we ain't gonna fool with at all. We will not mention them. And we know who they are. But for the most part, for others, we will try to work it out. And if I don't work it out, somebody on this panel will work it out, and we're for unity, and we ain't for a lot of friction, and most of these issues we will try to work out. And if we can't work it out with you, we'll be honest and say, no, thank you. We're not going to be your enemy, but we ain't going to be your friend either, and that's it. But it's one or two that out there that we ain't going to fool with, and I will not be mentioning them. Okay, so other than that, let's recruit. If you're in America, let's recruit. Our general orders are to recruit, to push our number, because our office lines are open and our offices are open. We got to recruit Our general orders are to make alliances everywhere. Let's make alliances, Pan-African alliances, self-determination alliances. Dr. Bey, you've done excellent. These alliances you bring are excellent. We all have friends. We feel like we got sensible leadership. We're building here a united liberation front here. What we're working on here is a united liberation front for self-determination. That's what we're building here. Okay, so thank you for helping us to build this front because it's going well. Okay, so we're summarizing here. If you're on the Maryland governor and the reparations campaign, stay on it because we're gonna stay on it. I'm here to let you know that we opening up and we stand on our campaigns. We ain't just making noise. We stand on this campaign and brother Uhuru, let's follow up on every appointment, every meeting, and let's have another strong week in letting Governor Westmore know that damn, why the hell did I give up that veto? Okay, in Cincinnati, free Rodney Hinton. We stand strong on Rodney Hinton, stand strong on following his court dates. We standing strong on supporting his cause and his family. The Cincinnati chapter, we expecting a Zoom meeting soon, and we expect to collect on all of those brothers and sisters that stood up. And we got to let them know, and we will let them know that it wasn't just no 1 or 2 day show in Cincinnati, that we in for the long term. National training, Sister Nzinga, Brother Horse, and others. National training is a priority. Everybody that can sign into the training in South Carolina. So if not, sign up for the next training under Brother Stanley in Indiana. Get ready for the training in Las Vegas and let this Ministry of Defense, this dry fire training, this unity between the military veterans as well as the competition shooters, as well as our experts. Brother Yasuk, I'm counting on you and to others to unite and to solidify every word that we gave on the Ministry of Defense, and let us make our word our bond. If we make our word our bond in this hour, we'll be successful. So build this United Liberation Front. Build it. The Friends of Burkina Faso. You're going to be hearing about that from me because that's going to be my main mission for the rest of the year. I'm formulating the Friends of Burkina Faso. And the Black Panther movement, you're going to be some of the leading friends of Burkina Faso and President Traore in the West. And I'm going to be talking with other leaders and important persons about supporting friends of Burkina Faso and President Traore. Because we're going to be delivering motorcycles, tillers, farming equipment, schools, teachers, doctors, engineers, and some straight up money to help build and develop Burkina Faso. Yes. And they are going to stand up and announce their support for our movement. And this is going to come to birth on July 4th. I'm going to be intensely focused on helping young President Ibrahim Traore. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to be one of the best helpers he ever had. And that's going to take focus for me to take all of that support that's here in the West and help corral it to benefit our nation and our leadership in the East. I'm going to be one of the best. I aim to be one of the best helpers and to have us be some of the best helpers. And so that's going to take my focus. So y'all cover my back on all these other orders and all these other fronts, because we're not just going to talk Burkina Faso. We're getting ready to do some strong things. We're getting ready to open up a diplomatic mission, an embassy there. So when you go there and you are certified by us, you have a place to stay. We're putting up cash money to buy us some property in Africa right now as we speak. That delegation is headed to Africa. A delegation is headed there now. Our Pan-African director, visionary, Elder Ajabu, he's headed there. Sister Dr. Truth Bay, I don't even know if she know it, but she might be headed there. Out of South Africa, our allies in South Africa are headed there. We have other allies and students of Khalid Muhammad, my friends that have joined this movement. A delegation is headed there. By God's grace, Brother Baleka, Sifiwe Baleka is headed there. And I'm going to make sure that they get there. I'm willing to sacrifice to make sure that they get there. Our leadership on this phone line is headed there to handle plenty of business because we are not going to just be in the line. We, in a righteous way, are going to be at the front of the front lines. We ain't got time to play with this. We are here to win, not to talk. We're here to win. Ramzu is here to win. Brother Lukman here to win. Ajabu ain't say, I got one life to live. I'm here to win. Akbar, you've been here all these years. You're here to win. Malik Zulu, I'm here to win. And we are here to win. We are here to win together. And we have a progressive agenda. And so therefore, I turn it over now to play the video, and then after that, if we have the video, play the recording and Baba Buntu to get the report from South Africa, and then Ambassador Akbar, you close us out with the final word and the word of inspiration, and we love you all, and Black Power. Let us carry out this mission.
Black Power.
Brother Malik, Mentu is not on to be able to do that, so we just go ahead and close out.
Okay, we called us to close it out, so I turn it to do you have a last instruction, Brother Yasuk, who's absolutely critical for the reason why we're here? Do you have an instruction before you turn it over to Brother Akbar?
No, sir. Just organize, organize, organize. We need support. Support us. New member class is coming up. Join us and help us organize. Black Power.
Black Power.
You got the floor. You got the floor, Ambassador Sheikh.
Hey, is there any word from the Queen and Zinga before I give my word?
No, sir. She's not on. Go ahead and close out, brother.
Right. Black Power, Black Power. As I come to the mic, I want to bring the greetings from my beloved brothers in Trinidad. One of my teachers and advisors, the Honorable Imam Yassin Abu Bakr, has passed away, and his son is doing a great work. But they have given allegiance to this leadership with the President Ibrahim Traore, as well as we have been to the embassy to bring our support. I come to the mic this evening, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, praise be to Allah, the most merciful benefactor, the most merciful redeemer, to give some definition and some structure to what kind of a revolution, as it was alluded to earlier. When Fred Hampton came, he said you could kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. The Honorable Dr. Kwame Ture, we knew him sometimes as Stokely Carmichael, read on Howard University, said to stay ready for the revolution, organize, and go back and get ready for the revolution. The Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, as I want you to open your mics, came to the mic to say that revolution is the only solution. And we give recognition to all previous leadership and all of their ancestors. The Sheikh Imam Akbar, as the ambassador, I come to set a structure because I am a Black revolutionary. And I'd like you all to say that with me today. I am a Black revolutionary. What kind of revolution? I can't hear y'all at the mic. I am
a Black revolutionary.
A Black revolutionary. Again,
I am a Black revolutionary. I am a Black revolutionary.
I am a Black revolutionary. And this will give us more structure, more focus, and then what kind of revolution? Because you need to have the proper adverbs and adjectives to give definition. The self-determination must have definition. And we've given you what the book says, the very best explanation thereof, and it gives a clear authority from a clear source. And it brings, again, with it, proof and evidence. And the proof and evidence that we are Black revolutionaries because it's lighting up all over the world, all over these major cities, all over the internet, all over outhouse, in-house, clubhouse, other places. It's being lit. that never, never, ever, beloved brother and sister, never underestimate the power, what?
Unmute your mic. Ambassador Shaky Mom, unmute your mic.
He might have, here he's back.
Okay, somebody else may hit it. But on that strength, we will be revisiting Annapolis to let them know that anyone that's seeking to veto the efforts of the people who want reparations, who want to be redeemed from these circumstances, just think if you added $1 million and 5 acres to Dr. Benjamin Banneker, who laid out the city that does not flood, or another $1 million and another 5 acres to a man like Garrett T. Morgan, who laid out a traffic light, or Lewis Latimer, Daniel Alex, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Most High God, for the invention of the folding chair. But these patents have been tampered with and stolen. Everything connected to cotton belongs to us. On this soil, at this hour, which we declare that we must free ourselves from all forms of enslavement. This is why I've been born, to free us from all forms of enslavement. And this is another form of what you call capitalistic imperialism and enslavement. And we are free from it once you declare yourself a human being on this earth and declare it must be brought about by any means necessary in the spirit of Alhaji Malik Shabazz, our freedom fighter, better known as Omar Wali, in the freedom fight and liberation for our people. I will close with the fact that the Black Panther movement will be moving in a direction that we can embrace and we can fight the enemy and defeat the enemy in the way of our beloved brother and the prophet known as Ezekiel, who prophesies to the dead dry bones in the valley of the dead dry bones. And it said that he prophesied in maybe 100 years and got nothing. But one day he prophesied so hard and was about to give up. And he saw one bone move towards the other bone. He prophesied even harder. And he prophesied so hard that he said, speak ye, speak ye. Old dead dry bones in the valley of the dead dry bones. And according to the scripture, the bones were able to speak. According to the scripture, he raised from that exceedingly a great army came out of the dead dry bones in the valley of the dead dry bones. Not only did they go up and check the Pharaoh or the orange troop plays and the ones that were in power of their time, the Pharaoh of that time, it said not only checked him, but it said he defeated the Pharaoh with the dead dry bones from the valley of the dead dry bones. We are symbolically those dead dry bones today that are putting together something from nothing and making visible a strong Black revolution. So I am a Black revolutionary. I am a Black revolutionary. And that's what I do with Black revolution. 7 days a week, I eat, drink, and sleep. Black revolution is a lifestyle, beloved brother and sister. I hope you will adapt the lifestyle of Sheikh Imam Akbar, Dr. Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, those on the front line, Jemmy Lukman of the Republic of New Africa, and all of those you see on the front line with Dr. Critical Race Truth Bay, with Brother Ajabu out in Indianapolis and around the world, and all of those that love Black revolution. And I close with you today. I don't know if did you want a prayer? You can get one if you want it.
You got it, Black. It's your call, Doctor. We're going to be closed out. It's your call.
We'll give it to you, Doctor. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. We translate. We seek the refuge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High God, in all forms of knowledge and creative all aspects, full, complete, entire universe. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful benefactor, the most merciful redeemer. All praise is due to Allah, the guardian, the evolver, the cherisher and the sustainer of all of the worlds, the most beneficent, the most merciful, the master of the day of judgment. It is you, Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most high God, alone do we worship, and it is your aid that we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor, and those whose portion is not wrath, and those who go not astray. I mean, everyone say, Amen Ra, Amen Ra.
All right.
After they've heard thine teaching. I mean,
All right. Great close, brother. Great close. One God, one aim, and one destiny. As we close out, and we'll see you guys on the front lines. We'll be communicating. Thank you for your time. Great meeting. Great monthly meeting, and we got a lot of work to do. You'll hear from us. Black Power.
Black Power, Black Power, freedom.